Hey everyone, it's Ryan with the DPB podcast. This is episode number 207 for the week of February 8th, 2021.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We actually have a lot of pin news to discuss from this past week. There were releases pretty much all over the world from different Disney parks and retailers. So we will just be covering pin news today, no pin chat. But before we get into that, I want to mention real quickly for housekeeping, we do have a coupon code for dpbstore.com right now for Valentine's Day. It's only running for a couple of days. It launched yesterday and it's going through Tuesday night. So the coupon code is LOVE for 15% off site-wide. But now let's get into the pin news. First, we're going to start off with shopdisney.com. They had a new pin for Raya and the Last Dragon. It is a jumbo pin that released on February 1st. It's limited edition of 4,500 with a retail price of $59.99. And it looks like it has a spinner element in the background. Beautiful design there, lots of different characters, exclusive to Shop Disney. There's also another set of Star Wars pins by Her Universe, and these also appeared in Disney parks. I did find them here at Walt Disney World, but they're also online. There are 5 different pins featuring Darth Vader, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO, and more. Those are all limited release with a retail price of $15.99 each. And then last at Shop Disney was another collectible key pin, this one featuring Winnie the Pooh 55th anniversary. That released on February 4th, and the retail price for that pin is $12.99, just like the other ones. Next we'll head over to Loungefly. Their Tuesday pin release last week featured Peter Pan and the Mermaids. This is limited edition of 1,000 with a retail price of $25, and it does have a sliding element on it for Peter Pan. Next up is Geek Store. Numskull actually revealed the ultimate Star Wars pin collection this past week, featuring 98 pins in total. Pretty crazy. It is exclusive to Geek Store. It's on pre-order right now. Retail price is £300, and it just features a ton of Star Wars character pins. Next up is Disney Studio Store Hollywood in California. They had another surprise pin release online this past week on their Facebook page. I wasn't able to get in this for myself. By the time I got in, there was, I think, like 8,000 people in line. But there's 2 different series. One features Friendship, which is the backs of Disney characters. You have Aladdin, Fox and the Hounds, Lilo and Stitch, Monsters, Inc., Pinocchio, Toy Story, Up, and Winnie the Pooh. And then the Hero and Sword series also released. This is limited edition of 400 as well. You have Aladdin, Prince Charming, Prince Philip, and the Prince. Next up, we have new pin releases from Artland. The first one is a beautiful Maleficent pin, super jumbo. It's an LE100, but there are 2 different variants, making it an LE50 gold and an LE50 silver. We did have a couple available at dpbstore.com. I apologize, they are already sold out. This is a stunning pin, highly detailed. And then also at Artland, we have a new series coming featuring Disney siblings. That blog post will appear this week at disneypinsblog.com, and they will also be added to the store at dpbstore.com. Next up, we have some cast member exclusives at Mickey's of Glendale. This past week was the Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day pin release. The Chinese New Year pin features Babe, Year of the Ox. That's limited edition of 200. Then there were 5 Be My Valentine Day pins that are limited edition of 250 with a retail price of $22.95. All of those pins released on Friday, February 5th at Mickey'sOfGlendale.com, exclusive for Disney cast members. Next up is Box Lunch. There was another pin release in the Recycled Metal series. This one featuring Prince Naveen and Tiana as frogs from Princess and the Frog. Beautiful pin with the colorful beads around the outside. Retail price of that pin is $8.90. That was spotted in-store, but will be available online at boxlunch.com soon. Next up is Hot Topic. There were 2 blind box pin releases. The first one featuring Nightmare Before Christmas tarot cards. Looks like there were only 5 pins in this series. Retail price is $8.90. And then the second one was the Winnie the Pooh Honeycomb blind box pin set. Another one here from Loungefly. This one features 6 different pins. You have Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Rabbit and Owl, and then Kanga and Roo. $8.90 for that blind box as well. Next up is Crack and Trade. there was a new pin series released there featuring Disney Bookmarks. There are 4 different pins in this new Bookmark series. The first one features The Little Mermaid. Second is Alice in Wonderland. Third is Tangled. Fourth is the Aristocats. And all of these are limited edition of 500 with a retail price of $12 each. Available at Kraken Trade. Next up, we have new pin releases from Fig Pin. This is the second edition of the Disney Princess Limited Edition gold-plated box set. The second series features Aurora, Moana, Mulan, Pocahontas, and Tiana, all in the gold plating. It's limited edition of 1,000 with a retail price of $115. This is a pre-order starting this week on February 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that is expected to ship in May of 2021. Next, we'll head overseas to Disney Store Japan. They had a new pin set featuring Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. There are 10 different pins in total, all featuring a gold tone finish. And the retail price for that pin set is 7,150 yen. And that just released this month in February 2021. Next up is Shanghai Disney Resort. They had 2 new open edition spinner pins. The first one features Star Wars, and the second one features Monsters University. In the center of the Star Wars pin, you have the Millennium Falcon with various characters around the outside that spin around. And then the Monsters University pin features the MU1313 logo in the center with the various characters around the outside as well. Next is actually Disneyland Paris. They are still closed, but they are releasing pins at their World of Disney store at Disney Village. And they had 2 new series of pins, the first one featuring Mickey and Minnie wedding pins. And there's also new Tigger and Piglet pins. All of those actually released on January 29th, 2021. So it looks like Disneyland Paris is starting to get back into their new pin releases at the World of Disney store, since the parks are still closed. All right, now for Disney Parks in America. First, we'll talk about the pin releases this past week at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. First at Walt Disney World were the 3 new Winnie the Pooh 55th anniversary pins. Those are limited edition of 4,000 with a retail price of $19.99 each, and will be coming soon to Disneyland as well. Next up was the Valentine's Day 2021 pin featuring Candy Hearts. That's limited edition of 5,000, retail price $19.99. Also coming soon to Disneyland, but these are already released at Walt Disney World. And then heading over to Disneyland, the very first Windows of Main Street USA pin released. This one featuring the Railroad Office. That's limited edition of 3,000 with a retail price of $19.99. And this is a bi-monthly alternating coast pin series. So the next one will be available at Walt Disney World. And then there were 2 new pins celebrating Disney California Adventure 20th anniversary. They were both limited edition of 3,000 with a retail price of $19.99 each, but one was exclusive for pass holders. And then finally, there was a new open edition pin, this one featuring the Disneyland Hotel. Even though it's still closed, this is an awesome pin featuring Mickey and Minnie taking a photo in front of the Disneyland Hotel, and then at the bottom it reads, "The happiest stay on Earth." That is open edition with a retail price of $12.99. Next up at Walt Disney World was a continuation of the Tiny Kingdom Mystery Pin Collection. This is actually the second edition, Series 1. 24 pins in this collection, and a new canvas map are released along with it as well. Retail price is $19.99 per box of 3 pins. And then lastly, there was a new mystery pin collection at Disneyland Resort. This one featuring Hercules. It's open edition with a retail price of $15.99 per box of 2 pins. And there are 12 pins in total in this collection. And this will be appearing at Walt Disney World as well. At the time of this recording, it's only available on the West Coast. All right, so that wraps up the pin news. Like I mentioned, there were a ton of releases pretty much all around the world, and all of the various retailers that released Disney pins this past week. There were a ton of them. But thank you guys for listening and watching. That's going to do for episode number 207 of the DPB podcast. Hope everyone has a great week. See ya.